as America awaits a verdict in the trial of the officer accused of killing George Floyd. The NAACP president and Floyd's family attorney in a local panel discussion urged the public to support a federal policing reform bill, while DeKalb County's police chief took a moderate stance on some of its provisions. Hosted by the Buckhead, Cascade City chapter of the Lynx, Incorporated, a national volunteer service organization, and the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, NOBLE, the April 18 virtual discussion focused on reforming implicit bias in policing. Benjamin Crump, the attorney who has represented the families of Floyd, Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor and several others killed by police in controversial cases, said that reforms are needed because authorities often justify such incidents by saying they followed current policies or laws. Slavery was legal, that didn't make it right. Segregation was legal, but that didn't make it right, said Crump, who also cited Hitler's system of genocide against Jews. They continue to say it's legal when they continue to kill our children. DeKalb County Police Chief Mirtha Ramos speaks during the April 18 panel discussion on policing reforms. DeKalb County Police Chief Mirtha Ramos did not support every reform idea discussed by the panel, but backed Crump's general criticism. "I agree with the whole concept that it may be legal but it may be not right," said Ramos, adding that some policy changes will help and make sure we hold our own people accountable. Ramos is a member of NOBLE. "It's not always easy being a department head and looking like me," she said in discussing the challenges of recruiting and retaining minority police officers. Other panelists included Derek Johnson, President and CEO of the NAACP, NOBLE President and former U.S. Secret Service agent Lynda Williams, and Kimberly Jeffries Leonard, National President of the Lynx. Judge Kenya Johnson of Fulton County Probate Court served as moderator while openly supporting the panelists' policing reform ideas, at one point saying, "Please keep preaching, Attorney Crump." George Floyd Justice in Policing ActThe discussion came the day before closing arguments in the trial of Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis Police Department officer who faces murder, manslaughter and other charges in last year's death of Floyd. Much of the discussion focused on the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act, a package of policing reform laws that passed the U.S. House Representatives last month and is now before the U.S. Senate with support from President Biden. "I agree with the whole concept that it may be legal but it may be not right." DeKalb County Police Chief Mirtha Ramos. Most panelists said the legal reform is necessary to address systemic racism. "This is not about all police are bad, but rather about implicit bias," said Leonard.